How to make a sports poster like this in Canva. You only need 2 images for this one. You want one image that's the head of your subject, and the second image you want to be a full body picture of your subject from head to toe. Once those are uploaded, go ahead and click on the head photo, and Canva will add it to your design page. Click on the image on your design page, and we're going to remove the background using BG Remover. BG Remover is a Canva Pro feature. There's a background remover app in the free version, but to me it doesn't give you as clean results as this one. Now I want you to click on BG Remover again. You should see this option pop up. This gives you the ability to erase certain parts of your image. If you're going to erase large areas of the photo, use the slider under brush size. Adjust it to the right to make the brush size bigger, or adjust it to the left if you need a much finer line. You're going to drag this circle either with your mouse or with your finger to erase. I started mine at 20, but then I changed it to 40 so that I could erase a bigger area. We're going to be removing basically everything below the collar of his shirt. So I'm erasing my baseline, and then I'll go back and erase everything below that. You can see the jersey touches the helmet in this image, and I think it'll look better without that in the final image. So I'm decreasing my brush size so that I can erase a much finer line. Once you're done erasing, you can click the X. And now let's resize this image. For this design, we want it to fill up a lot of the page. So I'll drag the image to the top of the design, and then I'll use the bottom right corner to make it bigger. I like to drag the bottom handle upward to crop out some of that blank space. When I have other images on top, usually it's easier for me to click on it if I do that. You'll see what I mean later. Now let's click on Edit at the top, and we're going to use this blur feature. We're going to leave the settings just as they are, and all we're going to do is use the mouse or your finger to brush that circle over the edge of where you erased on your photo. You can zoom in to see what you've done, and if it's not enough, you can drag that right back over it to blur it some more. If you miss a spot like I did, just drag the blur back over it. Keep doing this until you're completely done. When you're finished blurring out that edge, just click the X. Now we're ready to lower the transparency of this image. This is the button you'll use to adjust that. You can use the slider, but I'm going to highlight the numbers and change it to 75. Now on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to click on Elements. And in the search field, you're going to type in the word blur. Then click on graphics. And I'm going to click on this one. Any element that has a crown on it like this one is a Canva Pro element. You could also type the words white glow and oval shadow to get the same element. Click on the blur over in your design, and then drag the circle with the 2 arrows to the left or the right to rotate it. You'll rotate it until this shows 90 degrees. We're going to drag each of these side handles to the left and to the right to make this wider. Then click on the transparency feature up at the top. I'm going to make my transparency about 89. I also think it looks better if we decrease the size of this just a little bit. Then I'm going to center it to the whole page. Now it's time to add the second image from uploads. Again, using Canva Pro, you're going to use BG Remover. And this part's simple. All you're going to do is make it whatever size you want. You could do it this size, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. That's up to you. I'm going to move it over towards the center just a little bit. Then we're going to go back into Elements, and we're going to look for a shadow. Now, in my opinion, the shadow you use is also a matter of preference. I'm going to show you 3 different versions, and to me, they all look good. We'll try this one, and here's another one. I'm just going to move them down here out of the way, and we'll try something flat like this one. Let's start with the first one we picked. We know we need to make it smaller. Notice also that the direction is not correct for the way that he's running, so we need to click Flip at the top of the screen, and then flip vertical. Now the shadow is facing the right way. Let's make the shadow smaller so that the size of it is more realistic to the size of the player. I'm resizing it by dragging the bottom right hand corner towards the left. Next we're going to click the 3 dots, then click Layer, and finally click Send to Back. Now obviously I have 2 more shadows on my page, and that's just for y'all to see what they look like. If you're happy with the shadow that we just did right there, leave it at that and keep moving. But if you want to see how these other 2 shadows look, then keep watching. I'm going to speed it up a bit, just so the video's not too long. If you recreate this, please tag me in it. I'd love to see what you come up with.